Hello everyone, Daisy here with a new series that I am doing with Jen from Kaezmum here on YouTube and on Instagram. I'll include links below because I'm probably saying that wrong, but I will include links to her social media down below. We are doing a series where we are kind of scrap lifting Christina Werner's beautiful cards from her 25 days of, I think it's Christmas cards is what it's called, that she does every year. We were discussing how we watch this every year, but neither one of us actually make cards, and how it would be kind of funny if we did make cards. So anyhow, we are going to be picking one card each week for the month of November out of the cards that Christina is doing this year, and we will be recreating them. So the card that we chose is the Peace on Earth card that she created for day one, and it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card with snowmen on it and some beautiful watercoloring, and so that is what we are attempting to recreate. I don't watercolor. I don't know anything about watercoloring, so basically I just copied what she did. So I have some watercolor paper here. I don't have very much watercolor paper, but I happened to find this little slice of it, so I'm like, ooh, this is perfect. And then I'm just using some colors here to put in the background to create the night sky. I created a little scene down below. I don't have very many stamps to choose from, but I happen to have some animal stamps that are from the Sweet Stamp Shop. And then I also have some Christmas trees that came from a Felicity Jane stamp set, and another stamp set that came from the Scraptastic Etsy shop, I believe is where I got them from. And so what I did is I stamped out a bunch of animals and a bunch of tree clusters down at the bottom where Christina has her snowmen, and then now I am attempting to watercolor them in, and I probably should have practiced first. I cut out a bunch of this video because I had pre-stamped a bunch of different options because I wasn't sure what to put down here because I don't have snowmen. So I kind of showed the little scraps of paper where I practiced that over and over again, but I didn't practice watercoloring. So I really like the top part of this card. The bottom part is, it's not bad, but it's definitely my first attempt at watercoloring in images. So now I stopped the sky kind of higher up. I probably should have brought it down a little bit, but I wanted the around the trees and everything to look like snow, so I kind of stopped the sky where I felt like the snow would meet the sky. And I did speed this up, I think 8 times, because it's just me. Like, I am incredibly slow at this, so just me watercoloring. And the watercolors I'm using are just the Artist Loft ones from Michaels. So they're, I think I got them for $4.99 or something with a coupon. So the second part of the sky is Christina added a bunch of white drops to look like stars or snow. I'm not sure which one it was supposed to look like. And I could not find my white acrylic paint anywhere, so I end up using some gesso and I just water it down, and as you can see I got a giant blob there. And I definitely think the acrylic paint would have worked better, but in a pinch the gesso worked just fine. It is a little, like, you can tell there's a little texture in it, but it took forever to dry, forever and ever and ever, and that big white blob never dried, so I end up smearing it. Here I'm just using a Merry Christmas stamp, and that came from the Scraptastic stamp set, and I am using some Zing embossing powder. This is another thing I've never really mastered before. I am really terrible at heat embossing. It never ends up a smooth image like Christina's does. It, you know, a bunch of the powder is missing and everything, but whatever, it's fine. And then I'm using this little stamp, and I want to say it says the best time of the year, and then I smudge the word year, but whatever. Nobody's going to care, right? So I'm trying to figure out what I can do to cover up that big splotch. And I try to dab it up, and that doesn't help. Like, I just make it worse. And then I try to fill it back in, and that doesn't work. So I go and I get some smooth white cardstock and just to make my card base. And I think this card is like 3 by 9 or 3.25 by 9 or something. It's kind of a strange size. But I had to cut off the white border that I had left on the card so that it would fit on the base nicely, because apparently I can't measure. And then it doesn't even fit on the base very nicely. It's a little crooked, but that's okay. And yeah, you see I'm looking at my fingers because I'm smearing more of it. I'm just going to use my ATG to adhere the card face to the base. I think those are the correct terms, I guess. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out some black tie event sequins from Spiegel Mom's Scraps. And I'm going to pull out the white iridescent ones. They're really large and they fit perfectly over that splotch that I had smudged. So I put a total of 6 of them on, just kind of scattered around the top of that. And that is pretty much it. I do off camera come in with my Wink Stella clear glitter pen, and I color in the trees and some of the animals down on the bottom. And yeah, that's it. So I will see you again next week. Be sure to check out Jen's channel for her card. Thanks. Bye.